The Philippines has called on China to end its, quote, aggressive action in Philippine waters. That's after the Chinese military reported yesterday that a Philippine military ship had illegally entered Chinese waters. CNA's Buena Bernal with this report.
The Philippines accused China of creating unnecessary tension and hyping up what it called a routine patrol operation by a Philippine Navy ship in Scarborough Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. This was after China accused the said ship of illegally entering into its waters. Now, what China views as an intrusion, the Philippines sees as a right to patrol its exclusive economic zone. Scarborough Shoal lies within 200 nautical miles from the nearest Philippine landmass called Palawig Town in northwestern Philippines, and that 200 nautical mile area from a national landmass is generally what is called a country's exclusive economic zone. Now, just last week, the Philippines also accused China of committing multiple violations against the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and another international convention on preventing collisions at sea. This came on the heels of a collision between a China Coast Guard vessel and a Philippine indigenous wooden boat, which sustained damage and failed to complete its resupply mission as contracted by the Philippine Armed Forces. Philippines says that China's actions put the lives of Filipino crew on board at risk, but China said it lawfully blocked what it called an intrusion. Now, the two countries have been more zealously using megaphone diplomacy when it comes to the South China Sea, such that developments in the disputed waters have been brought to the fore and made public instead of simply discussed in closed-door official diplomatic channels. The Philippines has also been more transparent to the public when it comes to actions or activities it has monitored within that 200 nautical mile area by China, specifically the Chinese Coast Guard. Now, among these activities that the country has monitored within this year are the swarming of Chinese vessels near potentially gas-rich Iroquois Reef, the use of a water cannon, and attempts to block resupply missions of the Philippines to a grounded World War II ship-turned-military outpost in the Second Thomas Shoal, as well as the installation of a floating barrier also in Scarborough Shoal, among others. Now, this policy veers away from what critics called a policy of appeasement towards China under Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, who had sought warmer ties with Beijing. Since 2020, the Philippines has filed over 400 diplomatic notes against China. Buena Bernal, CNA, Makati in Metro Manila.